Good morning. Welcome to Natalie's Nuggets. We are just finishing the month of March, and tomorrow will be April Fool's Day. So I want to talk about how are you spending time with God? We live in a very busy society. People are going to sports events with their children on Sundays, Sunday mornings, between work, church, family, having a spouse, paying the bills. Some people are getting second jobs. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. But I encourage you to find that rhythm where you can get time alone with God. I, in my book, have talked about how I orchestrate my time weekly and monthly. Once a month, I take a week off and a different day of the week. That's the zigzag. I take a certain day of the month, and that's where I spend extended time alone with God. And you might be saying, well, how do you do that? Start slowly. I journal, and that time alone with God are ways that I find refreshing. It could be taking a walk. It could be spending time with a friend, having a cup of coffee. The events in life that I have to be at, I attend, but I try not to schedule anything else during that day. For example, if this is my day off, this is here a Wednesday, I will choose not to, any optional settings, I say no. If I want to do it, maybe I switch my time alone with God day. I find things that work for me. Maybe it's going to the dentist. I went to the dentist recently. Maybe it's time where I want to spend on a project. I have been writing a study guide that accompanies my book. Again, Relational Integrity. You can find it on Amazon. And I am working on my study guide. It is almost ready to be print. Each lesson has a summary, it has a scripture, and it also has questions regarding that chapter from my book. And at the very end, there's a declaration, and there's also a journal prompt, and there's plenty of room to write in the book. Now you say, how do I do that? I make time for what I feel the assignments are in my life. I make time to be sure I'm not burnt out, I'm not stressed out. I try to think of the day in thirds. If my morning and afternoon are really full, I try to give some breathing room for my evening. If I have evening settings and appointments, maybe I keep my morning free. So my afternoon, my evenings are quite full. And this takes practice. I do have flexibility with my schedule. Kevin, on the other hand, has a determined time where he has to work 7 to 4 every day, Monday through Friday. He's a husband. He's a dad to our 17-year-old who's still at home. We have to take her to dance competitions on the weekends. We have home projects. He's writing a book. He does some artwork. Again, his time, he's best creatively in the evening time. So I understand and support my husband with the assignments, with the calling that he has on his life. We try to keep the weekends half work, half play. Sometimes we can't do that when we're going to dance competitions that may last all weekend or one big full day. That's kind of a date night for he and I. And we just try to enjoy meals together, enjoy our daughter, who will soon be graduating from high school. So it's making the most of the season and the time that you are in. The Lord spent time with the Father, whether it was in the garden, while he went away to a mountain to pray. He stepped away from all his disciples and spent time alone with the Lord, but he also invited them to come and pray with him. There are moments where you might invite a brother or sister to join you with your endeavors, whether it's praying, whether it's being in the Word, studying the Word together, whether it's sharing life, whether it's sharing a meal. So time alone with God does not have to be full alone time with God. I do bring other people into my life. That's life on life. That's community. But it's centered on our relationship with the Lord. I can share things with the Lord, with others regarding the Lord. Sometimes it is family time, and sometimes not all family members have a deep walk with the Lord. So that's going to look and feel different. So, time alone with God. Make time today. Maybe you're praying while you're driving to work. Maybe it's before you go to bed or first thing you wake up in the morning, depending when you're most alert. There are Bible apps on the phone. My daughter uses that daily. She enjoys that. I prefer my Bible, although I do use apps. I listen to YouTube teachings to encourage me in my faith. If I'm not getting enough at my own local church, I do seek out other riveting, more meatier stuff that I chew on. Maybe you will find time to worship alone. Put your earbuds on as you're going to sleep. My daughter puts her phone under her pillow and she falls asleep to worship music. And that can minister to your spirit even if your conscious mind is asleep. So there's ways to be creative. And I hope you join me Monday nights. I will be starting it a week from tonight. We will be going chapter by chapter through relational integrity. With me, I will be hosting it via Zoom. Sign up, you have to register. I may be pulling some thoughts from the study guide that is not yet published, but you may get a preview. If you want to pre-order the study guide, reach out to me, let me know. And yeah, use your time wisely. God is a God of creativity. It doesn't have to be rigid. It doesn't have to be legalistic. It has to be a rhythm that works for you and your lifestyle and your season of life. If you have children at home, that's a reality. When they're younger, their physical needs, we have to pay more attention, changing diapers, helping them with their homework. As they get older, our times with our teenagers looks different. Our time with adult children look different. So these are not interruptions. This is a season, and you're called to be that mom or dad or sister or brother or auntie or uncle to your family. God is interested in families. If you are called to create a book, a painting, lead a Bible study, we have to have time for prep. Write it in your calendar. I write out my calendar. I wake up in the morning, I look at it. My day with others starts at 8 o'clock. I get up at 6 o'clock. I shower, I get dressed, I get my time in the Word, I get the kids off to school. My afternoons, I have to pick up kids from school. So we can make time with the things that we value. And assess your time. What are things that you don't need to be doing? Maybe they just tap into the time, and we have to have the ability to say no. I will be meeting with somebody later, and we're going to be looking at her schedule to determine what is essential, what is not necessary. Is it realistic that you have to be in 5 intercessory settings every week? Is it necessary to be in 3 Bible studies every week, whether it's online or in person? Trimming and giving time to breathe and creating that rhythm is probably more relationally healthier for you in the long run. Your time with the Lord won't be as rushed, and it gives time and margin in your life to be able to be used by God in order to bring about kingdom purposes, whether it's in your neighborhood, your town, your city, your state, your nation, or maybe it's just one-on-one with people that he brings across your paths. 24 hours, same 24 hours that we're all given. We have different responsibilities. Prioritize what is your season all about, and then find ways to operate in your gifts, operate in creating new skill sets that may be a stretch. Always remain a learner. That's part of discipleship, is learning, whether it's regarding our relationship with the Lord or perhaps it's a skill set in your career that will help you advance to bring more income, not only to pay the bills, but to be a kingdom financer. So my nugget today: create a rhythm where you are spending time with God, not just with him personally, but to refresh your spirit, man. I invite you to be creative. Secondly, be on the lookout for the study guide. You can pre-order it by reaching out to me. And thirdly, register for Relational Integrity with Natalie on Zoom Monday night, 7 p.m. EST. You can go to kainoslife.net to register. You can go to our website. You can go on Facebook at our Kainos Life Ministries Facebook page, and you can read our newsletter, which should be sent out, I think, today or tonight. So I look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Spring is here. We had some snow and ice these last few days. However, the Lord's mercies are new every morning, and the seasons come and go. You can guarantee the sun will rise and the sun will set. So be intentional. That's key. Having integrity with the Lord, yourself, and others. Be true to what you're being called to at this time. God bless you, and I look forward to connecting with you. Bye-bye.